Pyramids. Perfect, mysterious, and enigmatic structures. Did aliens build them? Did Egyptian slaves build them? Or did they exist before us? It's high time Science Nexus shed light on this long debated topic. Today, based on Mark Lehner's book, The Complete Pyramids, Solving the Ancient Mysteries, we will evaluate the theories and ideas that confuse us about how the pyramids were built. The pyramids of Giza have been one of the most mysterious wonders of human history for thousands of years. Everyone has the same question in mind. Who were the people who designed these beautiful structures? How did they do it? Why did they do it? These structures were certainly not built by magic or sorcery. As Richard Lehner points out, these structures are the product of perfection, order, and human initiative. They serve as both tombs for pharaohs and a massive mirror, reflecting human intelligence and social cooperation. Just think. You had to carve, transport, and then stack stone blocks weighing thousands of tons. Nothing but stone and copper was used to make these tools, but the Egyptians managed it and produced these massive structures that we still marvel at today. Contrary to what we sometimes hear, the pyramids were not built by slaves. Lehner was skeptical about the worker villages on the edge of Giza, but what they found there was extraordinary. Bread ovens, beer production facilities, dormitories, and storage rooms. These workers were well fed and organized here. Most were farmers. They couldn't work their land during the annual Nile floods, so they worked on pyramid construction projects for 3 months during that period. An estimated 20 to 25,000 people worked in groups. Some were skilled craftsmen trained for this purpose. Indeed, the workers' health appearance reveals that they were well fed and cared for after injuries. This evidence alone seems sufficient to prove that the pyramids were a social, voluntary, and well-organized endeavor. But this is quite the opposite. Building a pyramid is not just about stacking and joining stones. Everything starts with centimeter-precise planning. Egyptian engineers had a profound understanding of geometry, particularly these 3 points: the axis for pyramid orientation, the slope of the foundation, the height of the tiers produced on all surfaces. As a result, the Great Pyramid of Giza is as close to true north and south as possible, deviating by less than a minute. There is no natural reason for the universe to favor any particular direction, nor could it have a changing color scheme. The Egyptians took their north observations from certain stars in the constellations. This demonstrates the great advancement of Egyptian astronomy at least 4,500 years ago. The stone blocks were built on a rock foundation and constructed in graduating tiers of decreasing size. Each layer was placed on the lower level with a radial shift to achieve the slope. The outer pieces were then polished to maintain the pyramidal shape we see today. The edges of the Great Pyramid, built with a high degree of precision, are perfectly straight, achieved to within a few inches or centimeters. The stones were quarried around Giza, but some large granite blocks were transported from Aswan, 800 kilometers inland from Egypt. These large stones were loaded onto boats traveling along the Nile to be brought to the site, and then carried from the river to their destination by hundreds or thousands of slaves. But how were these stones brought there? Once restored, they were placed on wooden rollers and wet sand was poured underneath to prevent friction. Modern experiments confirm that this method actually worked. Occasionally, the stones were dragged up slopes using ramps. According to Lehner, the Egyptians worked with meticulous planning, determining which stone would go to which worker, which ramp would be built, and in what order. One of the greatest mysteries of the pyramids is how these stones were transported upwards. Lehner proposes 3 alternatives on this subject. 1. Straight ramps. Blocks were dragged along the pyramid's fill courses and onto additional ramps. 2. Spiral ramps. Spiral ramps with stone blocks may have been built around the pyramid and filled as workers carried their stone loads upward. 3. Internal ramps. Some have theoretically suggested that ramps were built inside the pyramid. Lehner believed the most likely method was a combination of these techniques: external ramps for the lower levels and internal spiral ramps for the higher levels. This made it possible to transport the stones more quickly without damaging the pyramid's exterior. Building the pyramids was not only an engineering marvel, but also a logistical marvel. The location of each stone, the task of each worker, and every meal portion was calculated. Teams of men worked in groups named the Power of Ra, the Horus team, and so on. Some stones still bear the names of these groups carved in them. All groups participated in the completion of the pyramid. This is a sign that pyramids were built not only from stone, but also from a social dream. And it is one of the best demonstrations of what a society united for a noble purpose can achieve. Pyramids are more than the pharaoh's tomb. They are gateways to immortality. The summit is where the pharaoh's spirit ascends to the sky, to the sun god Ra. The temples and stone paths surrounding the pyramid represent a journey after death. Valley Temple. The lower level serves as a farewell to the earthly plane. The ascent, earning the gates of heaven. The Pyramid Temple, reaching the home of the gods. Therefore, the pyramid is a symbol of faith, a petrified cosmic map. Lehner emphasizes that the pyramids are a kind of simple textbook on how the Egyptians saw their place in the universe and what would happen to them after death. The Great Pyramid took about 20 years to build. 2.3 million stone blocks were placed in its construction, which is incredible. This means that a stone had to be placed every 2 to 3 minutes. This level of speed would not have been possible without organized groups and cooperation. The stones had to be cut, transported, built, and then supported each other. Thanks to this system, the pyramids could be completed in a few decades. Lehner also assumes that the pyramids were built with hard human labor without any secrets, not aliens or lost civilizations. The pyramids are an expression of measurement, planning, labor, and belief. They are a testament to human thought and labor throughout thousands of years. The pyramids are much more than the pharaoh's tomb. They are an expression of human creativity, social and tireless curiosity. The stones shimmer and fade. What we see is not just stones, but everything we went through to create them, small drawings and blueprints. The sun will rise again, and secrets will whisper once more. If you liked my video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, presented by Science Nexus.